One of the hardest things to see as an attorney that's practicing in the area of workers' compensation is to see somebody bring you the 6-year-old daughter of an injured worker, or the 12-year-old son of an injured worker who killed themselves because they couldn't live in the amount of pain that they currently suffer or that they suffered before they took their own life. Very often, injured workers who are very seriously injured, they go into deep depression. They are at increased risk of suicide. And unfortunately, even though we know this is happening, the state of Washington has a system that punishes the survivors of the injured worker that commits suicide. In other words, if the injured worker can't maintain their life anymore and chooses suicide, then their beneficiaries, including their minor children, are cast out into the cold. The only way you can prove that the children are supposed to get survivor benefits under that circumstance is to prove that the injured worker was non compos mentis, meaning legally insane. Now, this is a vestige of Old English law where suicide was considered a sin. And if you committed suicide, your sin was not only against God, but it was against the king. And so your heirs were no longer allowed to inherit whatever goods you had. Those instead went to the crown, to the king, unless you could prove non compos mentis. Well, that proof is too demanding. And what happens is, if you haven't had a psychiatrist who has already pronounced you to be mentally insane and therefore in need of absolute institutionalization, if that hasn't happened before you kill yourself, then your children can be thrown into a gutter and left without the means of supporting themselves, because we don't want to incentivize suicide. There are better ways. There are more practical ways, and we can't allow this to be the way our state deals with the tragedies that sometimes happen in this area of practice. Over the course of my career, once every couple of years, one of my injured workers kills themselves. They don't ask about the legal consequences before. They just try to escape their pain. And then their child is brought to me, and we have to explain to people that they are cut out of benefits because we don't have the proof from immediately before they killed themselves that they were non compos mentis. That system is too hard. We've got to change it. This has to be a legislative priority.